So hi guys, I think we can start from here. This is Chris from DoraHacks. Very glad to host you guys today. This is another Harmony Grant Hackathon project demo sessions. A little bit background intro. It's the second that this is the second time that DoraHacks to support Harmony's quadratic funding community grants. It's our pleasure to support the Harmony ecosystems again. We are kind of looking forward to see some brilliant project that could emerge from this hackathon in the Harmony ecosystems. Either could be some multi-chain projects or some Harmony native projects. So yeah, really looking forward to see the project demo sessions from you guys. Today we are very happy to have three brilliant projects today with us. They are Loanshark, Trustified Work, and ASPIS. Uh, so without further ado, let's welcome the first team to start their presentation, which is the Loanshark. And also for all the audience, if you have any questions during the project demo sessions, please feel free to ask in the YouTube chat room, and we will ask those questions for you to the team directly. Yeah, so Konstantin, feel free to start when you're ready.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. It's really a pleasure for me to be here, and today we are excited to introduce you to Loanshark. Loanshark is a borrowing aggregator that facilitates multi-protocol interoperation. At the current stage, its main functions include a borrowing aggregator and a automated borrowing position management system. So what is Loanshark? We could be more than only a borrowing aggregator. We can be a one-stop shop DeFi borrowing front page, which will lower the borrowing costs for all the users and save them time by automating all the borrowing position management. And we will also add further automated features which are powerful and helpful for all the users. So why we are building this? Well, firstly is the DeFi lending market is pretty huge. The borrowers already have more than 24 billion TVL, but the borrowers paid over 750 million in interest fees to the top 10 largest lending protocols last year. However, despite this huge fees, the borrowing experience for an average DeFi user is not the best, and many of the DeFi borrowers, they suffer from high interest rate or a lack of automation and a lot of other drawbacks. So there are also three major issues with DeFi borrowing. The first is liquidation risk. Basically, all the users, they will pay a huge penalty fee when they get liquidated. And also when the price goes against them, they are forced to sell all their assets at a very bad price, just as what we saw in this month. And also the second is low capital efficiency, because most of the borrowing protocols or lending protocols, they will require borrowers to be over collateralized. So they are usually borrowing at a very low LTV to avoid liquidation, and that will give all the borrowers very low capital efficiency. The third one will be operational burden, because DeFi operations are actually quite complicated. So it requires all the users and to conduct multi-chain and multi-platform interoperations in a timely manner will be very difficult. So it's time consuming and also require users a lot of knowledge on DeFi protocols. So they need a lot of time to monitor the borrowing rate or health ratio or manually execute those multi-chain transactions. So our solution will be, we will build a borrowing aggregator. So it is kind of a one-stop shop solution. So it bundles individual interactions into several key smart contract actions, which will significantly improve the interoperability of all DeFi lending platforms and help new users to get on board easily. And also, we will so firstly, Loanshark is a borrowing aggregator. We aggregate loans from different lenders to ensure that our user automatically gets the cheapest borrowing rate when they're taking loans. And also, after borrowing, Loanshark also offers a automated borrowing position management system, and also with an interface for easier navigation. So the system will be carefree and permissionless, with other useful features like liquidation protection, auto refinancing, and other more. So liquidation protection will allow users to set a desired health factor for the loans. Then Loanshark will automatically repay their loans or top up their collaterals, so they will not accidentally get liquidated during a market turbulence or fluctuations. And if the borrowing rate of the original lender is no longer competitive, Loanshark will also offer the refinancing option, which will automatically refinance the loan to another lender with the cheapest rate. And these are the major benefits of Loanshark that brings on the market. Well, first is the high LTV ratio, because the users will be able to borrow at higher leverage. And the second will be reduced time cost in monitoring interest rate and health factor, which makes borrowing more time saving. And also is one-stop shop for all borrowable assets on different lending platforms, which allows users to conduct multi-chain and multi-network interoperations easily. The fourth will be integrated yield opportunities from Smart Vault, because Loanshark will route all the funds from different lending platforms, which actually make it more efficient for users to optimize their yield farming process when they're using our tool. And this is the mechanism and flowchart. So basically, user come to Loanshark to borrow from an aggregated lending pool. And he can be borrowing from any pool in any network. Then they can deposit part or all their borrowed funds into a vault. And this vault will deploy optimal yield farming strategies. And the fund inside this vault can be used to repay their loans or be deposited as additional collateral automatically. And all the automatic functions will ensure users get a high LTV ratio with lower liquidation risk. And as said, the users can now having higher leverage, but it doesn't mean they're under more liquidation risk, because leverage risk will only happen if one of the users is over leveraged, but not when they're efficiently raising their leverage from 50% to 80%. So this is also Loanshark's business model. Loanshark offers free functions for all the users, and Loanshark will also offer a core function for smart and aggregation and all the routing process for the functions for the core users. And the fee will be minimum, but the protocol will also benefit from that. And also we offer value-added functions, which are very useful for complicated DeFi operations and complicated DeFi users, which include liquidation protection, LTV anchor, and also other automatic refinancing issue and other more. So let's go to the demo and I'll show you what we have built so far. Yes, here you can see this is the borrowing aggregator interface. So there are three different Bitcoin lenders, and you can see there are different price, and there's two, and Aave now has the lower rate on Harmony, so which means all your funds borrowed will be routed from Aave. So now let's take some loans. Let's say we take 1 BTC for a collateral of 25 Ethereum. Then let's borrow. Now let's kindly wait the borrowing transaction to be confirmed. Now the borrowing has been done. Now we can check dashboard and see the corresponding health factor on the right side. Yes, on the borrowing side, we can see there is the deposited value and the borrowed value. The deposit value is the Ethereum we have already deposited, and also the borrow value is the BTC we have already borrowed. Now you can also see your borrow position and your health factor, which is 1.1. And also you can see the loan is provided by Aave because they have the lowest, they have the cheapest rate. Now here you can deposit BTC inside the smart vault, and this vault has an APY of 10% and a preset health factor of 1.1. Which that means the preset health factor of 1.1 means when the health factor reaches 1.1, automatic debt repayment will be triggered, and then funds inside the smart vault will be automatically used to repay our outstanding loan. And here we can kindly wait for our transaction to be completed. Then you can check that all your borrowed funds are entered the smart vault. So this smart vault is not staying idle to provide you with liquidation protection. However, it will also earn you an APY of 10%, so which is very useful and will help you to increase your LTV ratio. And this whole demo page is currently live on Avalanche, but Loanshark is an EVM compatible chain, and we will support multiple networks and multiple projects across different EVM chains, including Ethereum, Polygon, Gnosis, BNB, and all other chains, and also definitely Harmony. And so all the Harmony users can benefit from Loanshark and also access the lending market from other chains. And that's all for the presentation and demo, and thank you.
Thanks a lot, Konstantin, for the presentation. I definitely think that, like you said, the DeFi lending has a huge market right now. But here are some problems. For example, when the market crashed, we observed that some of the largest lending protocol like Aave, like Compound, they're dealing with the market crashing pretty good. But some newborn lending protocol like Maple, like Solent, there were some problems emerged when the price dropped rapidly, and So I would like to, of course, you guys like aggregator, but still, I want to hear more about how do you think you like the Loanshark will do to facing the extreme conditions.
Yeah, Chris, thank you for your question. I do think that is a very good question. And the reason why Loanshark is good and will be mitigated to those risks is because Loanshark is an aggregator. So we are a non-custodial service. So basically, when a user of Loanshark, he is taking loan or borrowing from Avi, his collateral will stay in Avi and he is borrowing from Avi. And if this guy cannot repay his loan, then the risk is on Avi and it's not on Loanshark. And so it is definitely possible that, under extreme conditions, like the lending protocols like Avi or Compound, they fail to do liquidation quick enough. So they are like under collateralized, right? So they will be under pressure. But then that's the problem with the lending protocol. It's not a problem with Loanshark. What Loanshark do is basically we allow all the users to extract the same value from Avi while they will be used less cost. So it's kind of more beneficial to the users rather than benefit the lending market. But however, Loanshark is a tool, so we are standing in the middle, and we will not be exposed to the risk of a market crash or a lending market crash or whatever. And also the user of Loanshark, they will not be lending money to Aave, for example. So their money will not be gone. So if they borrow through Loanshark and from Avi, they will have total control over their own money, and they can do whatever they want with their money, and they are totally fine. So another problem that often happen with the DeFi lending is that sometimes those centralized DeFi lending protocols, they will have a tendency to screw up all the retail users, either the lenders or borrowers, and to favor the interest of those like larger institutional investors, right? So they will force to liquidate people, or they will force to not liquidate people, and which will all be against the will of the like retail users. And Loanshark did neither of them, and we actually prevent those things from happening. So yeah, that's I think from my perspective how Loanshark will deal with those extreme conditions and why we are safer than the typical lending or borrowing market you will see. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you very much, Konstantin, for the explanation, and also thank you very much for the presentation. Yeah. I think we can move to the second project today, which is the Trustified Work. Karen, feel free to start when you're ready.
Yeah, hi, I'm ready.
Yeah.
My screen is visible. Okay, is it visible now?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay.
Your voice is a bit low. Maybe you can.
Okay, is it proper now?
Right now it's better.
Okay. So, hi. So we have built Justified Work. Justified Work is a platform where we help any individual to businesses to sell their digital services globally and accept crypto payments without paying hefty commissions. So our main motive behind this is from let's say Nigeria to Kenya to Canada to Netherlands, from every corner of the world, any corner of the world, whoever wants to sell their digital services, it can be language translating, it can be web development, it can be anything, and they can create a page for their services, and then they can accept payment in one shot or a subscription basis. So main problem we are trying to solve is when we involve third parties, we have to give them hefty commissions. So like whenever any freelancing middlemen are involved, at that time they take around 10 to 30% of commissions, which highly affects the overall business margin. Now, recently I got a payment from one of the US based client, and it took around 10 days to get released from one of the payment gateway. So in crypto, it's hassle-free global payment. They just need to create a page for the services, send a invoice request, and it will get paid. And yes, I missed to add the point that how we are solving this problem is we have inbuilt escrow agreement, fiat on RAM services, and subscriptions. So all these tools, it becomes very easy for anyone to accept payment within just few clicks from anywhere in the world. So let's go to the demo, which is trustified.work. It's live on one.trustified.work. Now, all those features here are escrow agreement, crypto payment. They can create subscription, which is not live on Harmony yet, and analytics, invoicing, and they can create product services pages. So I've already connected my wallet. Okay. So if we want to create an agreement with any of the client, we need to click on create agreement, select seller address, title of the agreement, description, and we are good to go. So I'll quickly showcase the demo agreement which is already created. So this is agreement in which total project amount is of 0.51 coin. And as a seller, I am seller, and here seller, like buyer, expects that seller should also have skin in the game. So he expects that I should at least invest, or let's say not invest, but I should at least take 30% of the total project amount, which is 0.15 roughly. So I need to stake 0.15 right now. And in case if I am not delivering work, I will lose this stake. So in order to, you know, have my sincerity towards work, buyer will also be assured that seller has also staked some amount, so he or she will work and submit the work on time. Here I need to confirm. So it shows buyer has not staked this particular 70% for milestone one, which is 0.35 one coin. So once buyer stakes, I can click on the submit work once I am done with it. And before buyer stakes, if I want to withdraw and cancel the deal, I can withdraw the stake. I don't know why it's taking so much time. Okay, so meanwhile, I'll jump on to the next functionality, which is crypto payment. In this crypto payment, these are the payment requests which we have received, and if we want to make a request to anyone, we need to create this payment request, send payment or request payment. If I want to send payment, I need to add this username and all this. I will give you a demo transaction. So this is, let's say, request of one Harmony coin. I need, if I want to pay, then I can click here and make a payment. how much I have. Okay, I have sufficient balance right now. Okay, so next one is products and services. Now in this, if let's say I'm providing a translation services, or I'm teacher who is teaching Spanish language, so I can create a service, create a product or service with this form, and it will be added like this is the sample service which is added. Now I can send this URL to my customers, and they can check all these details, and if they are interested, they can drop me a message which will be appeared here in this message box. Now this is how we can create pages for our products and services. This is invoicing. In invoicing, let's say these are the invoice I have received. This is test invoice of okay 0.011 coin. Now if I want to make a payment, I need to click here on pay now, and or I can download this PDF. Generally, invoices get stored on IPFS file coin, and this is downloaded. Now, if I want to make a clear the payment, I need to click pay now, and this invoice will be cleared. And if I want to send invoice to particular user, then for that I can create an invoice. Quantity, I need to select a token, which is one right now, Harmony Network, and that's it. All these text name, like in India, it's GST, 18%. I need to mention 18%, create an invoice. Okay, so message I have already covered. This is the analytics, which gives general overview of how many escrow agreements are created and how many crypto transactions are created. And last one is product integration. Now we want to create and make this product composable as much as possible. So we have created this Trustified escrow npm package. Whoever wants to use escrow service on their website, or let's say application, they can just use this npm library of React.js, and they can use this npm package, or they can use this widget on their websites or blog. Okay, I think there is an issue with this package. Okay, and last, like I missed to in, I missed to update about Fiat on ramp and notification. In Fiat on ramp, we have integrated Fiat on ramp service by which they can they can onboard it to our dApp without going through exchanges. They can just use their Visa or MasterCard or their traditional payment gateway of their country, and they can get respective coins from this particular section. And all those transactions or events which we have done, all those events are triggered with, let's say recently we clicked this Trustified for withdraw stack. That same smart contract has triggered an event, and we got notified with this notification through Ethereum push notification. So this much we have done till now. I don't know why this transaction is not completed. We'll have to check. Okay, so yeah, that's it from my side. And yes, thank you so much for DoraHacks and Harmony for giving us this opportunity.
Great, yeah. Thank you very much, Karen, for the presentation. It's a very interesting project. Integrate the the payment, the invoice, the payroll, a bunch of the functions together in one platform. Uh, so one question from me is that what problem are you guys actually trying to solve? Because uh, each functions on your platform are trying to solve a single problem. So just wondering, like, what is the ultimate vision of your company?
Okay. So
Yeah.
in one line, I would say we want to help individuals and businesses to get onboarded on crypto economy and sell their digital services globally. So as the meaning I'm trying to convey is they just want to get onboarded onto Trustified Work, and through that there are all those plugins are available. Now here, fiat on them, it's not our inbuilt core developed solution. We have integrated, so they don't need to go through here and there about different solutions. That first they will get onboarded to their like Visa or Master through Visa or Mastercard. They will get onboarded their fiat money into crypto, and then they will again use another invoicing system, and then through that they will send a request payment, and then for subscription they will use another platform. So on this platform we made it easy for any individual or businesses from anywhere in the world to get onboarded into crypto economy and get global visibility with all those inbuilt tools.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much, Karen, for the wonderful presentation again. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and
Chris.
we can move to the last but not the least project today, which is ASPIS. Hi, Vladimir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Feel free to start.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for this opportunity. And we're starting with presentation of ASPIS. ASPIS is on-chain asset management toolkit for DAO funds and startups. So basically, using ASPIS is the set of smart contracts based on Aragon version 1, which allows to create DAO with no code and tailored for only asset management, basically to manage crypto funds, to create your crypto funds, and to manage treasury or startups. So basically, to put it short, we are trying to reinvent the current IDOs and fundraising for crypto projects, and also governance of them. So problem with solving. So currently, investors have no real control over founders. Founders are raising funds to their personal wallets or to launchpads, and launchpads transfer these funds to founders' wallets. So they don't actually have any legal obligations. They don't motivate it for the long-term success of the project. They may fake the activity or just have the visibility of doing something just to have the funds raised. Also, launchpads, one of the key players in the industry, are not also motivated by long-term project success. So these can be addressed using the DAO technology. So if all funds and projects will be organized in DAOs, investments will come to these DAO wallets and put more restrictions and control over the founders and spending of funds. It will also allow DAO to DAO governance, which is really important because a lot of DAOs gathered and they invest in some projects and they have a lot of expertise, and they may utilize this expertise to help projects and teams. And it also creates and unlocks a lot of additional financial instruments and OTC market, of course. So first of all, it may open the reselling of the project allocations, and it also allows to do the collateral lending from one DAO to another DAO. We have simple scheme. It's not simple, but it's how ASPIS works. So current practice is that investors interact with manager directly, and it creates a lot of risks. Founders and team may lose access to the funds or die. Founders and team may embezzle funds. Founders and team may rack pool, and investor not able to return their funds or make stop losses. So in target state, all the interactions between investors and the manager goes through investors' on-chain agreements and DAO smart contract. So basically, to put it simple, investor invests into the DAO smart contract, get back the LP tokens representing the ownership of the part of the funds or liquidity pool or rights for the tangible and intangible asset. A team spending all funds from the smart contracts according to the controlling and the rules which were agreed with the investors, so target wallets and so on. And investors are also in control. They can liquidate, they can decide not to continue project, and so on and so on. So here, what ASPIS is. So ASPIS is DAO constructor. So I will show you later in our demo how to create a DAO on ASPIS. It also the launchpad. All the DAOs created on ASPIS have enough or more investor control and have more levels the motivations of the investors and the team. Also, they can raise funds, and team and founders and investors can participate in governance fully on chain on Aragon version 1 right through our interface. So right now, let's go to demo. I'll share my screen. Let's go to app.aspis.com. Here we have some DAOs which already created on ASPIS. So we want to create new DAO. There will be two options. One is for crypto fund, one is for project. So let's say we want to create a fund. It will be, I don't know, let's say test DAO or DLT DAO. LPDLT is the name of the token. And here will be like description. We also will need to upload the symbol. So here we specify the parameters. Let's say it will be today, USDC. Here all the deposit limits, how much users can invest. For the allow listed wallets to deposit, I would say I'm connecting the DAO manager. And the whitelisted wallet will be investor 1. Only allow listed wallets to deposit will be turned on. So, but you can also do so anyone can deposit. That's for the safety. Lockup period 0 to show you withdrawals. Rage quit fund 1%. Transaction delay 0. Entrance fee 1. Fund management performance fee. This is the fees. So founders and manager receive the fees from these smart contracts directly. This is the quorum, the voting rules. So here in this case, to successfully vote or to pass the voting, you need to have at least 51% of LP tokens to be voted with minimum approval of 50%. Voting duration will be, let's say, 12 hours, and minimum share of LP tokens start voting will be 5%. Let's go next. So here, deal execution method is by investment manager. Later, we will also add by voting to cumulative DAO. However, right now we see that the majority of successful DAO are delegated manager DAO. Here we can restrict founder and team from withdrawing to some random addresses with, let's say, Uniswap protocol pairs or Aave pools or whatever they will investor will decide. So here, ability to change investment manager. So you can possibly vote if you will not be happy with the current team to replace the manager. Here, just in case for deployment example, let's show you how it works. So this is on Ring by test network. I'm deploying, and let's see. So contract was successfully deployed. We can go back to them and refresh the team. Subgraph text takes some time to Refresh. This is DLT done. It is created. So let's make the first deposit. So let's check which wallet is connected. Okay. Here you see all the rules of the DAO, basically deposit range, lockup period, allow listed wallets to deposit, fees, allow controlling rules. So for example, manager will be able to spend only 10% of assets per month. Withdrawal windows every 2 days. You can withdraw without the rage quit fine every 31 days. So you have 24 hours time to redeem after request. All tokens are withdrawable. There is also voting rules, and you can change the voting base, remove fund manager, change capital onboarding rules, offboarding rules, and make all these decisions possible. So let's make the deposit. I will use USDC to pass the limit which we had. I'll put like, let's say 500 here. Let's make deposit. Here, the first approval. While it is approving, let me check. Okay, so it's successfully, and I'm making the deposit. Let me see it. It takes some time. Okay, so I invested 500 USD coins. Let's get back. Let's say I want to withdraw some funds. So I can use the burn LP function. So I will burn newly minted DLT tokens, which I think I can see here. Okay. Let's say I want to burn 100 LP tokens, take back USDC. While the transaction is happening, let me also show you how the voting is being created here. So here, let's say we are participants of DLT technologies. We have plenty of things and room to play here. So for example, I want to create ad hoc transactions. So I can specify here, or I want to change minimum approval or fund manager fee or something, I can all do here. And also to avoid spamming, we create the minimal amount of LP tokens to be here for the voting. Let's say, let's see if the transaction happens. It is still process. Yes, as you can see, the smart contract minted and burned LP tokens. This is the address of newly minted LP tokens, which is currently 400. I can also add this to my assets and see that I've got it here. So these LP tokens represent the ownership of the part of the liquidity pool. Let's say, for example, I'm depositing 100 USD and there is already 1000 USD. So I'll get 10% of all minted LP tokens, which will represent my share into the liquidity pool. After that, manager is making his operations. And if, for example, the pool amount, there are like multiple assets and all assets together started to be like $2,000 instead of $1,000, that means that I made the increase in 100%. So I can burn my LP tokens and get 10% of all assets which is currently under the management. So talking about our plans, let me stop sharing. I cannot see my presentation. Yes, so currently we're here. So we developed the ASPIS MVP almost. So we're starting to onboarding the first DAOs. So we already launched the beta testing rewards program. We are working already with some DAOs with their onboarding process, and we released the DAO path. So next, what we need to do right now, and why we're so excited to participate in Harmony Hackathon, is that we need layer 2 solution because of the gas fee and because of everything is happening on chain. So we'll be happy to join the Harmony ecosystem because of the reliability of the chain, also because of the low gas fee, and because what we see is that it's really community governed, and they may help us to grow. We will grow potentially with Harmony ecosystem, and we can onboard a lot of DAOs into the Harmony ecosystem and a lot of actors, and maybe even partner with DoraHacks, let's say. So BUIDLers will be able to create their own DAO on ASPIS, and investors will be more secured, and all the processes will be more transparent. So thank you for your time.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much for the presentation. I definitely think join the Harmony is good decisions. I think DAO is one of their core focus track. So yeah, it's a great choice. And also one question from me for the ASPIS is that what is like the revenue model for now for you guys?
Yeah, so right now we're testing it. So we will be also DAO governed. So we have different models. The first one is you will need to stake some ASPIS token to create DAO. The second one, you will need to stake some ASPIS token, for example, to have the API to build, or like to build into your website the page of your DAO with all the analytics and all the governance and so on. So you will not interact with ASPIS website, but you can customize this SDK and build into your website. The third one, we will have the OTC marketplace for sharing and selling, and for example, selling the locked tokens into the vesting smart contract. And I mean, we have a lot of possible revenue streams. Also, for example, we can be as the consultants to some big companies or big communities and they may pay, for example, us some consulting fees, so we can consult them and instruct and deploy their own custom DAO. And I mean, there is a lot of room to check, to play. So, and we're currently under testing. So we want to deploy the first DAOs and then see which revenue streams will be more legit, more cool.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. I have no more questions.
Thank you.
I think we can end it up here. Appreciate ASPIS and also Trustified and also the Loanshark for all the wonderful presentation. Thank you guys for contributing your time to join us for today's demo sessions. I definitely think you guys are doing great, and also especially in such a hard market situations, very glad to see that you guys are still trying to build something meaningful for the industries. So yeah, in the future, hope you guys can keep building and kick off the next best superstar product in the futures, hopefully. Yeah, for all the audience, thank you very much for joining us today as well. We will host a bunch of the events like today's. If you want to catch up, please feel free to follow us on YouTube, Binance Love. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this project demo sessions, and see you guys soon. Bye bye. Have a great one.
Thank you.